What's up, y'all? Welcome and thank you for joining us for day 5 of the summer gathering here on Twitch Gaming. I'm your host, Cup and Noodle, and I'm gonna be hanging out with y'all today. I look forward to hanging out with y'all today. A lot has already happened today. Yesterday we had Bruce coming through. Bruce Green was here. He talked everything, Guerrilla Collective, wholesome games. But today, we're going to be talking about Xbox, Bethesda, the showcase. And before we get into it, I just want to remind you all watching that everything here on Twitch Gaming is definitely co-streamable. So, we encourage y'all, get in, jump in, have fun with the action. Wait, I see y'all. What's up, Brody, bro? Kev, you're always in the building. I see you, Murdy. How are y'all doing? Who saw Xbox and Bethesda showcase? I want to pick your brains. I want to know what you've seen. And again, we're on day 5. So before we jump into the action, how have y'all been feeling about the Summer Game Fest as a whole? What's up, One Chick? Hi, Dimple. Hi, Chocolate. How y'all doing? Hi, Bread Richard. Come on, good friend. No, I feel like we've seen so many games. And as much as, I look forward to dissecting and talking about, most of them. We've seen a lot, y'all. What has stuck with y'all over the past five days of Summer Game Fest? I don't know if I'm going to be in the minority, but I've absolutely been here for all of the horror thriller games that we've been seeing. So many. We finally have a release date for Madison, Industria, the Callisto, protocol. That looks really good. We're going to talk about Starfield. I'm so excited for horror thriller games. I'm noticing a trend, and it looks like we're going back to space, which is pretty cool because I felt like we had been in the realm of zombies for a while. So it's like we're transitioning over. I'm absolutely here for it. I saw Kojima. I promise we're going to talk about it. What's up, Julia? I'm good. I get to hang out with y'all. I hope y'all are good. Well, I know that with Fallout we're getting the pit, and that looked interesting. I promise we're going to talk about it. I promise we are. We have a lot to dissect and digest today. There's 3 games where you talk to. Which game do you talk to guns? What's up, No More Hats? How you doing? We had quite a few Walking Deads. I just feel like we were zombies, and now we're going back to space, and that's pretty cool. I'm definitely here for it. Hi, because it's good to see you. I hope you're all good. Well, y'all, we gonna get everything going, because like I said, the Xbox Bethesda showcase just ended, and we definitely have a lot to unpack. And we gotta make sure we get everything done, because we also have the PC gaming show later on today. And in order to talk about everything, I'm going to be bringing some to help dissect with me. What's up, Baboon? I'm good. How are you? I hope y'all are enjoying, the day so far. We've had a lot going on. Okay. Rionan, right? I don't want to fail you. Rionan, there we go. I was not expecting another Rick and Morty adjacent game, and it looks pretty good. I played the last one. I keep trying to remember what the other Rick and Morty game was. I can't remember what it was called, but I played it and it was a good time. So this one actually looks pretty good. I'm definitely here for it. I wasn't expecting it. That was a pleasant surprise. I want to say we have until about 12:30 before the PC gaming show. So, we got work to do. I really enjoyed the showcase that we just saw. What's up, Elite? It is. How are you? I absolutely enjoyed it. But we got to make sure we discuss everything. So, we going to keep things going. But before we get into, everything, I do want to take a moment to, thank our sponsors, the sponsors here at Twitch Gaming. Ally is the official financial services. American Eagle is the official apparel. And Xfinity is the official internet and mobile partner here at Twitch Gaming. So many thanks to them for making all of this possible. Me being able to hang out with y'all. I feel like I feel like y'all want to talk Starfield, y'all want to talk about Xbox, and then the Bethesda showcase, everything going on. I feel like it's time to do it because I'm gonna be sitting down with Twitch streamers Gassy Mexican, Unsanity Live, and Xbox ambassador Morgan Tremaine. I really look forward to talking to everyone and picking their brains because so much just happened. I tried to take as many notes. I tried to keep up with everything. I really didn't get a break. Let's see. That Cocoon game looked very interesting. That's Anna Perna, right? It looked really good. It looks like a lot of carrying, a lot of platforming. Trailer looked, whoever was playing had skill. I feel like it's gonna take skill. But when done right, it looks like an effort. It looked really cool watching. Cocoon looked pretty interesting. All right, y'all. So at the beginning of the summer gathering, co-streamers on the shows for Twitch Gaming, they've been interacting with a really cool new extension called Moodland. And Moodland lets anyone co-streaming the event build a totally unique and 3D experience, and it's like an island based on the emotion and activity of chat. So y'all got a chance to decide how, the mood for everything. All you have to do is hover over your favorite streamer's video, use the extension, and you can start sending them, give them your energy, all right, to help them build an island. And for anyone co-streaming, you can simply install the extension on your channel and go to the website listed when we get started. What kind of island would you be back?
Install the Moodland extension on your channel. Click on your user icon and then click Creator Dashboard. In the menu on the left, click Extensions and then search for Moodland on the Discovery page. Locate the Moodland extension and click Add. On the configuration page, click Activate and set as Overlay 1, then click Done. Confirm that it's installed by going to My Extensions on the Extensions page of the Creator Dashboard. Moodland should appear in the Activated column and be set to Overlay 1. To allow the extension to work, you'll need to connect the Companion app. In a new tab or window, go to companion.moodland.io and follow the steps to connect your Twitch account. Click on the icon in the top right corner to view your level, stats, and shoutouts to viewers that have sent you energy. Click the icon below it to track your achievements. In the Companion app, you can click and drag to navigate around your island, and use the mouse wheel to zoom. You can even toggle between 2D and 3D mode by clicking the button in the upper left corner. Very important, you must keep the Companion app open in order for the extension to work.
All right, y'all, these three co-streamers they've been hanging out, they've been streaming all the events, everything going on, and they're gonna come through and hang out today to talk Xbox and Bethesda with their communities and hang out, and they've been using this extension to build their moodlet islands. But now we get to bring them in and they're gonna hang out with me, and we're gonna allow them to, compare some notes. So, let's welcome in Gassy Mexican, Unsanity Live, and Morgan Tremaine. What is up, y'all? How's everyone doing?
Doing good.
Super awesome.
Thank y'all for joining me. I know a lot has went on today. I felt like we really didn't get a breather. It was just world premiere after console exclusive. But before we get going, I want to give everyone a chance to introduce themselves. Gassy Mexican, is it cool if I call you Gassy? Is that cool?
It's totally fine. It's totally fine. Let's get right out the gate. Yes, half Mexican. Look very much, just kind of average. I'm Gassy Mexican. I've been a content creator here on Twitch for a very, very long time, and in general in gaming on YouTube and all that stuff. But yeah, I'm excited to talk games. There's a lot. Everyone wants to talk about Starfield, and we'll get there. But yeah, that's who I am.
Thank you for joining us. Starfield is that's all I've been seeing, but I promise we'll get there. Unsanity, what about you? Go on and introduce yourself.
Yeah. My name's Tom, and I've been floored since the start of the event. I'm Starfield, but the opening with like Silk Song, everything else, I'm jazzed up.
Thank you as well. And then Morgan, last but never least, go on and introduce yourself.
Sure, I'm Morgan Tremaine. I'm actually a producer who works in esports and gaming, a Twitch streamer, a TikTok creator, all that. And I've been an Xbot for a long time now, big fan. And this was honestly one of the most hype Xbox or any conference, frankly, I think we've had in a while. I'm really stoked about this and can't wait to talk about it.
Well, Morgan, I'm gonna be honest. I really don't know where to start because, like you all have said, there was so much to unpack. I would love to know what you all walked away thinking, like what truly stole the show for you this time around. Gassy, I'll start with you.
I mean, it's gotta be Starfield. I mean, it's the one I'm the most excited for. I think with Starfield too, like it was gonna be hype regardless. But the questions on whether or not some stuff would be lacking, how deep are they going to go? I don't know if this is going to be our deep dive into Starfield, but in either case, just little highlight notes of that. I think they kind of surpassed my expectations, and that's the one that got me the most hype. I have some notes of some other things. Todd Howard came out in a Todd Howard leather jacket. That was great, keeping it consistent.
Typical.
That was it for me, though. I think Starfield has to be my most excited for.
It looks really good, and I was hoping they said something. I felt like they would, and I'm happy they did. And I'm sure we're going to talk about Starfield a lot today. But Insanity, I'm going to keep going with you. What were you most excited for?
Yeah, I had fingers crossed for a lot of things that didn't get announced, but was also really looking forward to more footage on Redfall. And I'm really glad they opened with it, but it just left me wanting more. I'm like, I need to see how everything works. Aside from that, no, there were a lot of tiny little games that I was, looking forward to updates or expansions on. Like even Grounded getting mentioned, and the implication that this is all within that like 12-month span. Like there's an implied release date for a lot of this. I'm like, oh, finally. So I don't know. It feels like it's too much, but those two,
yeah,
I think
we're finally
pretty
getting
prime
the full
for me.
release. Yeah, we're finally getting full Grounded after all this time. I was happy to see it. Chat seemed to be here for it, so looking forward to it. Morgan, what about you?
I mean, yeah, obviously Starfield stole the show, and it's the most in our minds right now because we did end with that. I love that they opened with Redfall. I thought that felt great for me. Just to not talk about Starfield. For me, one of the strongest moments in this was I got goosebumps when I saw Kojima. I think that just spoke volumes to the Xbox commitment to having these big RPGs on the platform, which is a criticism that Xbox has had in the past, that they haven't had these big, heavy hitter RPGs on the platform. And I think after seeing Starfield and knowing that they have all these different studios that have been purchased by Microsoft and Xbox, we have such an awesome 12 months to look forward to. And then beyond that, I mean, just like Unsanity talked about, this was all in the next 12 months. So there's an implied release date. However, of course, this is all intended to be within the next 12 months, so we know things could get pushed a little bit further than that. But I think it was very smart of them to focus within the next 12 months. This is what you can get hyped for right now, and maybe let's talk about Elder Scrolls 6 next year. Because let's not even bother. We mentioned it last time. We gave you everything we had, and frankly, there's nothing else to show. So I think it was very smart to let's lock into this 12 months. Let's talk about all the things we have. The Forza expansion. I'm so excited for Motorsport. I'm a huge driving sim fan, and for me, that game especially gave us the look at this is what next gen is. A lot of these games were here's the game, but it was a deep dive into the technology, and it was the substantial next gen breakdown that I was looking for in this showcase in particular.
Forza looked great. It's really looking to be one of the most immersive racing games ever, and just like the attention to detail, like even with the crashes and the scratches on the car, they always find a way to up the ante. So I have nothing bad to say about Forza. I look forward to seeing it. I'm happy I got to hear about some of y'all favorite moments, but I mean, chat was there. They were interacting. They were giving us their opinion, and I think it would be fun, to see if we can guess what chat considered to be the most exciting news of the event. And we have the perfect segment for it, and it's called the AE Top Moment, brought to us by American Eagle. So we're going to be able to take a look and see, what chat thought was the most pivotal.
They're going to say Starfield. They have to, right?
I think
it's Starfield, or I think it's Overwatch. Overwatch 2 was a
could be. Yeah, that's true.
Oh,
they announced some stuff with that too. New character, right?
Yeah, we did get a tease of a new character. But I feel like Persona got some hype. I feel like people were excited to see a little Persona action.
Yeah, that wasn't on my list.
I'm a bad judge for that. I haven't played a lot of Persona, so I'm like, it was Persona stuff.
Yeah.
I know they have a pretty hardcore fan base. I'm not in that fan base, though. I respect the franchise, and I think to wrap them all up in the way they have is definitely exciting for fans of the franchise.
I know those that play,
so many titles in
Persona, they absolutely love it, and so seeing that come out very good. I also thought there was some hype around Riot announcing, you can unlock, all the agents with like Game Pass, and
that was huge.
You have Valorant
Absolutely.
and League.
Yeah, because not only is it on that platform, but now it gives you an incentive to play it there as opposed to anywhere else. It's not like it's just available on another client. There actually is a really solid reason to play every single one of those games on this platform. So that's really exciting. Also, this is known by everyone, but the Riot client is not the most fun experience on the planet. So I think I'm cool with maybe being able to play those games through a different portal.
Yeah, at the end of the day, I always say it's nice to have options, and that's very cool that Riot gave us that. And it looks like the American Eagle top moment was, in fact, Persona. So, Morgan, you said, Persona fans, they mean it. They go hard in the paint, and it looks like they did.
Well, good for them.
It's such a good excuse to go
I did
back
not
to
expect
it,
that.
too. Like, man, I felt like I missed the ball with Persona. Like, there's so many games that have come out, and there's such a fandom, and especially like the portable titles, because that was the only thing I ever had experience with, was like frantically playing it on the bus for 10 minutes and then dropping it and then going, oh well, I need to like sit down. I need to actually enjoy these games.
Well, Persona's known, like, their soundtracks are really good. They're fun, absolutely long games. I would call them commitment games. That's the only reason why it's kind of tough for me. It's like, it's one of those games where if you're going to start it, you have to finish it. But you also have to check your calendar in advance because you're not leaving for a while.
You see, they're kind of lengthy, right? From what I understand.
Yeah.
I haven't played a lot of them. I've listened to some of the music and stuff from the game, and I've seen some buddies of mine stream it, but I've never had the time to like actually deep dive into them because I've heard that they're like so you have to be invested. You know what I mean?
Definitely.
Yeah. But it's one
and
of,
this show of everything tells you there's so much coming out. So yeah, like the time commitment to get into Persona to that degree, it's like I know I don't have that kind of time. Yeah. But good for everybody who has it.
No, that's very fair. Well, I feel like I was a little surprised by, chat's biggest reaction. I thought it was going to be Starfield. So, way to keep us on our toes. I appreciate it. Up next, I would love to talk to y'all. Let me a little bit more about anything that may have surprised you as far as, because we were hoping to hear more on Starfield. Any surprises this time around?
I think for me, like, I didn't actually know anything about Redfall, so I didn't know that, I hadn't kept tabs on that. So when that came out the gate, I was like, what is this? Sort of kind of like I think a lot, chat was all like, oh, Left 4 Dead kind of thing. I'm like, that's not happening. This is not happening. But I've been really enjoying a lot of these kind of co-op survival kind of games, first person, in that same vein, that style, and having it with vampires and all that stuff. That sounds cool. Sounds nice to me. Everything looked really good. It seemed running nice and smooth. I enjoy those too, just because it gives me an excuse to also take the buddies that I usually play games with and have another game to jump into like that.
No, I was hoping to get a little more gameplay going into it, because we kind of knew it was here, but I was just hoping to see a little more from it. That's all. What about you, Unsanity?
Same with Redfall. Like, I really did want to see like just that little bit more, but seeing the gunplay specifically and some of those abilities hopping around, it looks nifty. But man, I just want to form up a group and just explore the world. think I made an audible noise when I saw Silk Song. I did not expect that at all. And I know that we had like a little, like, guess the game that might be revealed here. I was flabbergasted. I've been looking forward to a Hollow Knight sequel for ages, and it's just good to see how it's going and how it's moving. And even the what was it, that Justin Roiland game, the High on Life?
That looked really good.
It looked so weird, and I've been burnt out, I think, on like that Justin Roiland humor. As much as I eat it up, I think I played too many games in a row, and I was like, nah, whatever. And I think I just have a soft spot for when guns talk to you. Like, on a core primal level, I always go for those in games. And to see that, I don't know. I'm excited to see how that plays, but I definitely didn't expect that. That was out of left field.
No, I agree. I enjoy the Justin Roiland games that I have played. I really enjoy them. And I know it's one of those things where it's like, you know what you're getting, right? You watch enough Rick and Morty, you have so... But but they're great. And even when you see it coming, the tongue in cheek, you know it's here. I'm still here for it every single time. They catch me every single time. Morgan, I gotta ask you, in any unexpecteds before we, jump into the next thing?
Yeah, I wasn't expecting Minecraft Legends. I was expecting maybe some additions to Minecraft Dungeons. I wasn't expecting an entirely new game within Minecraft. I think it looks interesting. I'd have to take another look at the gameplay. I know it's an action strategy. It's next year. It's day one Game Pass. That all sounds great. And frankly, I'll play anything within the Minecraft universe. I loved Dungeons. It was like baby's first ARPG. I'm here for it. It was very relaxing. And I'm definitely looking forward to Minecraft Legends. Again, I don't know exactly what it is, and I wasn't expecting it, but I'm here for it. I'll play it. Sure, give me more like that.
Everything about Minecraft just looks adorable, and it's great that you bring that up, because I always ask for those hardcore Minecraft players when there's a story attached to it, or like rules, because Minecraft, you're allowed to do whatever you want. You get to be free and roam. Does that change anything for you, or are you just here for all things Minecraft?
I really don't think it changes much. It's a sandbox, definitely, first and foremost, but not necessarily is that how you play it, and that doesn't mean that there isn't room for other experiences either. I think Dungeons was very well received, and I think Legends likely will be as well. I think people are just looking for more experiences in that world, and it scratches an itch as far as sort of relaxing games in a certain relaxing world while having combat. So I think, again, it's like, just like how Dungeons was like, it's not Diablo, it's within Minecraft. It's relaxing. It's good when you just got off work, and I think it's fine that there's other Minecraft experiences. It's not like people are gonna riot against this because it's not exactly what Minecraft is primarily. I mean, there's so many expansions and there's so many different ways to play Minecraft, and a lot of people will use that sandbox to put rules on it and create races and such. So I think having a unique experience on it is not a problem at all for the community.
Well, I look forward to seeing more from Minecraft Legends. And I gotta ask y'all, before we started watching the show, I asked all of you to make a prediction for the Xbox and Bethesda Game Showcase. And I think it's time for us to, see who came out, whose predictions came out true in our next segment, the Ally Prediction Pool. So first, we're gonna take a look at, everyone and all of your predictions that we made before the show started. So, Gassy, yours was... Well, no, I'll let you tell everyone. Gassy, what was your prediction?
I feel like, at the risk of being like the resident guy, I just talk about Starfield, but I knew that was probably going to be a thing. That was the safest bet to think that they'd talk about it, because they have to, right? And they did, which is great. The only thing that I thought hopefully would get a little info on is like the new Indiana Jones game, but we didn't get anything on that. So a little bit of sure bet, yes, they talked about Starfield, and then unfortunately nothing about the Indiana Jones game. So, but that's fine. I'll take it. We got a good meaty bit of Starfield. Again, I'm the Starfield guy. That's all I talk about.
I was going to say, no, you're not the Starfield guy to me, Gassy. I will remember you so much more.
I wasn't saying that you were putting that label on me. It feels like every time I'm talking, I'm like, by the way, guys, did you hear about Starfield, that game?
That's a great label to have. That's a great label to have. You kidding me? Yeah.
Unsanity, you want to tell us about your prediction this time around?
Yeah, I think I took 4 stabs at it. I had my safe bets of Starfield and Redfall, which I'm happy we got more on. And then I went out just on the biggest branch ever. I was really hoping to see some Fallout 3, Fallout New Vegas, maybe a remaster. I feel like that's never going to happen. But I'm happy to see the pit coming back in Fallout 76, which is technically if you really want to stretch the terms. But I was also crossing my fingers and kind of thought that this might happen, was just a small teaser trailer, even just a nameplate for a sequel to Prey 2017. I feel like I haven't heard a lot on that game, and I really want to explore the world more, and I ate that up on launch, and I know that's in the pocket of Bethesda and Xbox. I'm like, do more! I'm so excited for this, but maybe another year.
I'm keeping my fingers crossed for you. Maybe next year, right? I'm keeping them crossed for you. Morgan, what were your predictions?
So I think my main prediction was what I thought was an easy guess, which is that we'd see some more of Avowed from Obsidian. But as soon as we started the show and said, this is what we're going to have over the next 12 months, I said, oh, okay, they're not going to talk about it. It's fine. It's definitely way further out. Instead, we got Pentiment from Obsidian, which looked kind of cool. But I guess also, like, Indiana Jones kind of falls in that category of things that we saw barely any of. A little bit of, like, last year, and then it's so far away from being shown that there's just no chance. They're just like, let's not even bother mentioning it again, because what are we going to show? Like another GIF, essentially, or it's just like a title screen with a little bit of motion. So I'm okay with it. I'm okay they didn't show Avowed. I understand now it needs a little bit more time. That's fine. But yeah, I really thought they were going to show more Avowed, because there's been so hype. Like, especially because I figured they weren't going to show anything more about Elder Scrolls. I figured that's just way further out, and they don't want the marketing to fight between Starfield and Elder Scrolls, because those are the two really, really big Bethesda pushes. So it makes sense that maybe they'd have Avowed here instead of Elder Scrolls, so they have like a bit of fantasy in the Bethesda lineup, but alas, Obsidian chose to show Pentiment instead, which looks fun.
Yeah, well, I mean, next year, Morgan, I feel like that's going to be your year. All right, I'm manifesting this for you. But we did have some predictions come through. I mean, Gassy, Resident Starfield, right? We got some Starfield action.
They did talk about Starfield. I don't know if you guys were watching, but that was a good chunk of the show.
Just a little bit.
And I want to say that was a really savvy prediction on my part. Who'd have thought?
Who'd have thunk it?
You stepped out on this one. You thought outside the box. I'm with you.
No, it looked great. I think a lot of people, myself included, were still a little maybe skeptical on how tight and good the gunplay is. That's kind of what I keep seeing a lot of people talking about, and that was my thought too. But I think the biggest thing that makes me a little less, I'm still concerned about the gunplay just to see how it feels, but the level of customization and the deep dive that you're able to take with your ships, customization, being able to explore the planets. I'm still a little, concerned about how much when they say like every planet, you can fly anywhere on those planets in all the systems and stuff. What level of detail that is? How are they doing that? Is it all like procedural, or did they handcraft each planet? They've had a lot of time, obviously. So I guess there's some questions up in the air that we will eventually get some more detail on that. But that's where I'm at with it. But yeah,
to that point, it kind of reminds. Yeah, to that point, it kind of reminds me of like No Man's Sky. It's like, oh, you can go everywhere, and it's an infinite universe.
Exactly.
So I think there's always that feeling in the back of your mind, like, are we going to get burned again? I think I have faith in Bethesda to pull through on that and keep the expectations fairly reasonable. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I'm assuming there's a lot of procedural generation going on, and we'll have to see once we get more of straight gameplay, more of a demo, and a little more.
And I'm okay with procedural generation. It's just. What kind 100%. Of procedural generation are we talking? You know what I mean? Is it a good formula they have for whipping up the planets and stuff? Or, like I said, is it like maybe a combo where certain planets that are more story related and like you're going to visit more and they want to highlight more are a little more handcrafted? And then some of the other like outer lying ones have kind of the procedural generation. So I guess we'll just have to wait and see on that.
Yeah, and I feel like they'll have a lot more to show us in the future. I feel like they're going to be showing us a lot more down the road. But I was so
surprised with what they did show. Like I'm really blown away by the shipbuilding. Like that stuck out to me. I didn't expect that at all. And I can't wait to make a ship that will fall apart in a second and crash it into a planet. Like, as long as I can do that, I'm set. I think I trust Bethesda with exploration. If there's anything that they are just knocking out of the park, it's exploration. And I don't know, as much as I want to toy around that procedural generation, I think they'll have a lot of like stories to find and discover.
They're letting us fly the ship.
But that's they definitely have a great track record. They have a great track record when it comes to exploration in games and things of that nature. But Gassy, I want you to know your prediction, it came true. GG's, because that means
I had a feeling it might.
Everyone. You did that, which means, to those watching, be sure to type #Ally in chat, because you can win. Thank you to Ally. You can get a Twitch gift. You get Twitch gift cards, and you might get a whisper from one of our friendly Twitch staff. You have to just be 18 years old or older, and you must live in, the United States. But definitely enter #Ally in chat, and be sure to thank Gassy for his top-notch prediction. You did that, sir. We also have another prediction. I didn't talk about mine, and I was right. The only reason I want to talk about mine is because my prediction came true. If it didn't, I would have just sat here quietly. No, I was hoping to see an official anything for Arc 2, and we absolutely got that.
Yeah.
I was hoping for something. I felt like it had been a while. If we were lucky, and we actually got it. So we've had 2 predictions come true today. What did you guys think about the trailer for Arc 2?
Vin Diesel, right? Wasn't that what this was?
Yeah.
I was like, I forgot about that.
Family.
I forgot he's in that.
It's a game about dinosaur families and the struggles on a planet that's harsh. No, I don't.
Harsh.
We got a little snippet at it. That's him like grunting, I believe. Yeah, I'm interested to see. Like, I come back to Arc every now and then to see what's new, as they do like expansion of the new stuff. So we didn't get a whole lot from it, but it's enough to make me raise my eyebrow and want to know more.
It's another 2023 one. So, we'll take what we can get, but I am happy to hear something from it. And I look forward to seeing what is coming next. I just want to thank you all for coming by and co-streaming and sitting down and talking with me. And it really has been a pleasure. I know we have the PC Game Showcase coming up next. I hope y'all enjoy that. But before we say goodbye, I want to give everyone a chance to, let the people know where they can find you and all that good stuff. So, Gassy, Sir Starfield, if you want to let everyone know where they can find you.
Sure, yeah. I stream on twitch.tv/Gassy Mexican pretty much every day except for Sundays usually, around like 9 p.m. Central, and then on Wednesdays we're usually doing like an earlier cast at like 3 p.m. But other than that, you can just plug my name into Google. You can find me on all the things. I also do YouTube and all that stuff. But it's been fun chatting with you. Thanks for having me on.
Thank you. Insanity, where can the good people find you?
Yeah, I'm at twitch.tv/Unsanity Live. I also stream every day, and I'll probably be live later tonight dissecting the announcement yet again, because there's too much there.
And Morgan, what about you?
Yeah, I'm at Morgan Tremaine on everything. I'm actually about to, right after this, I'm going to hit live on my channel and can finish talking about this, and then I'm going to be playing The Quarry on my Xbox Series X. I got that all ready to go.
I'm jealous. Thank you all for sitting down with me. I hope you enjoy the remainder of the Summer Game Fest, and I hope I get to see you all again soon. Y'all have a great day.
You as well.
Yeah,
thanks for having us.
Thank y'all. Oh, y'all, so much to unpack, so much to digest. I appreciate y'all sticking around and hanging out with us. We have the PC games coming up next. I gotta ask, is there anything you haven't seen yet that you're hoping to see during the PC game showcase? Let me know. I'm checking y'all out right now. What's up, LE Cool J? How you doing? No, that was a great talk. Are there any predictions that we still have, things we haven't seen yet? Let me know. All right, y'all. Our friends over at Twitch Rivals channel, they have been super busy. They have been working. Yesterday on the Road to TwitchCon featuring Fortnite Zero build, the EU and NA winners were determined. Team Nikoff and Team Tifu have won Latin America. It's really happening. It's happening today. And there's a 50,000 cash prize per the event. TwitchCon San Diego invite for winning teams. Grand prizing will be announced later on. And we're excited about it. We're really excited to be talking about it. You're gonna want, to nominate your favorite creator to participate. So definitely keep an eye out for it. It's gonna be a great time. Unsanity, thank you for joining us. Silent Hill. Now, Prestige, do you really think what's the chances of you really think we're gonna hear something for Silent Hill? Let me. I will never be upset to hear Silent Hill, but what are your chances? What do you think we're gonna get that? Hi, Psalms. I didn't see you sneak in here. I didn't. Hi, Leela. How are you? I have to stop and say hello to y'all. Y'all, I'm happy to be here. I appreciate y'all hanging out with me. But, today is not the last day. We still have, a lot more going on. Tomorrow, Kiara Please is going to be dropping by for the last day of the summer gathering. And she's going to be here talking games with amplitudes like Humankind, 2 Point Campus, Ark Survival Evolved, Jackbox. We're going to have the Guerrilla Collective 3.5 and a pre and post show for the Capcom Showcase. There's going to be more opportunities to make predictions. We're going to have more gift cards, so you're definitely going to want to come through. You're going to want to hang out, and I hope to see y'all here. Kiara's awesome. She was here with us during the summer gathering with Bruce Green and Chelsea Bites and myself. How are y'all doing? I get to hang out with y'all before the PC Gaming Showcase. And I would love to I would love to talk predictions with y'all. I kind of have my own, not me grabbing. I've been trying to keep up with what we may get. And there's games that we haven't heard from yet. What's up, Tabby? Anyone coming in, if you haven't had a chance to tell me what you think of the Xbox Bethesda Showcase, and also going into the PC Gaming Showcase, what are your predictions? I really thought Hollow Knight looked good. Silk Song, I was excited about that. I've been really excited for all of the little horror thriller games. We're getting release dates. That makes me happy. There was so much to see during Xbox and Bethesda. I'm literally sitting here trying to think what we may have missed out on or what we could still be waiting for. You're waiting for Skate 4. Y'all are naming all the games where I'm like, are you sure? You're looking for a Witcher 3 remaster. Okay. Day, I see you. Okay, that's fair. What's up, DJ? You screamed the entire time. Starfield looks great. I look forward to seeing more. I was hoping to see a little more from Redfall, but something tells me we will, as time continues. Yeah, Scoops, I did not in fact steal Twitch. I'm just hanging out with y'all. I look forward to this. What I will say about the showcase for Xbox and Bethesda, alongside, of course, the games, but I think the biggest star for me was Xbox Game Pass. Every game they showed, for the most part, either began or end with Game Pass. And a lot of these titles are like Game Pass on release, like on launch, y'all. I feel like that's a big deal. Raise your hand if you have Game Pass. I'm not going to judge you if you don't, but I'm definitely an advocate for it. If you haven't checked out, I don't know, let me know. Deep, I promise, it's not. I'm just saying, Game Pass was everywhere. That was kind of the start for me. Everything we saw. Leela, I see you. Joy, I see you. Lindsay, I was just wondering, because I know, what is it, 2020? I think is when we first started talking about Game Pass, and it's only continued to grow since there. So, I would be remiss if we didn't bring that up. Dimple, 100% worth it. I look forward to seeing what else they have in store. I'm super excited for the PC showcase. I encourage y'all to stick around and watch it. I can hang out with y'all in chat and we can check it out together. I look forward to it. Really, Drake? For the win. All right, y'all, I got to get out of here because the PC gaming showcase is starting, so I'm out. My time has come to an end. I'm Cup and Noodle. I appreciate y'all hanging out with me. Everyone from Cupton, I see y'all. Thank y'all for coming through, kicking it with me. We're going to take a quick break, and then after that, we're going to be starting the PC gaming showcase. Y'all be good, be safe in these streets. Follow me, Cup. I'll be here playing all the games, that they've been showcasing. Y'all be good, have fun, and until next time, I'll see you later. Stick around.
Good things come to those who wait, and your patience has finally paid off. Get ready because the 2022 PC Gaming Show kicks off in just a few moments, and we got dozens of new games, trailers, exclusive interviews, which means there's only one thing left to do. It's countdown time, and I'll see you in a sec. everyone. Welcome to the PC Gaming Show 2022. I'm Day 9 still, one of your hosts, joined again by the amazing Mika Burton.
Hi.
While we may look like elaborate Unreal Engine renders, we are here in the flesh, as is the hardware, bringing you the best and brightest in the world of PC gaming.
Over the next 2 hours, we are going to showcase a metric ton of killer upcoming PC games through world premieres, exclusive interviews, and a few surprises along the way. And you, the folks at home, might even be able to win yourself a fancy computer if you play your cards right.
And now you may remember the last time you saw me on this show, things ended quite literally explosively.
Yeah.
There was a robot who tried to destroy the human race, electrocuted me. I think I died.
Definitely died.
Either way, I'm not really sure. It was standard robot apocalyptic stuff, just minus the overbearing anime dad and existential crises.
Yeah, well, actually, what happened to DevBot anyway? Wasn't he supposed to come back for this show for, like, Revenge of the DevBot? Ah.
Well, he's dead.
Oh.
We melted him down to try to make our own graphics cards since they're still hard to find, and I would say he's in a better place. But I played Cyberpunk 2077, and he's not.
Ooh, that's pretty dark for the start of the show.
Or nostalgic.
Aw.
But none of that matters because the show actually took place in a parallel reality.
All right, so you're telling me there's actually a multiverse?
According to the writers who told me this 5 minutes before we went live, I am saying there's a multiverse.
All right.
We're now apparently on Earth 3, which
Ooh.
is not to be confused with E3 because this show is still happening.
Oh, and we are so thrilled to be back as a part of this weekend full of celebrations of gaming by putting the spotlight on something near and dear to our hearts. PC gaming.
And so, without any further ado, it's time for my favorite part.
Rated M for mature.
I won't leave you. You're not a monster. In the beginning, the world was subjugated by chaos. Endless droves of horrors trespassed into the world. And so came the solstice of souls. Something's coming.
Between death and transcendence, a chimera chooses death.
Show us what you've got!
We have a whole new world to forge.
May the judge have mercy on your souls.
You are here with me.
I always will be.
As long as we are together, we're not going down. They wanted yet another monster. They shall have one.
You must resist it!
You just saw Tactical Breach Wizards, a turn-based game of sorcery and SWAT team strategy from the makers of Gunpoint and Heat Signature. My strategy, personally, is very simple. Breach, bang, clear, magic missile, dramatic flourish, abra, cadaver. Get it? Cadaver, dead body. Next, we have a solution to the age-old problem of not having time to read and play video games. Just do both at the same time, obviously. Star Wars Industries has you covered with their sci-fi thriller inspired by Stanislaw Lem's novel, The Invincible. So here's your first look at the first ever gameplay footage.
You, what have you done?
Where are you taking me?
You came here yourself, so what are you expecting, huh?
You've set up a field camp down there.
Yes, ma'am.
So I didn't expect you to have a second one here.
Really?
Sit here and don't dare move. What are you doing here?
You're not gonna like this part. The radiation level is growing rapidly. It's starting to get interesting.
I'll pretend I didn't hear that, Doctor.
I located the mobile antimatter cannon.
Another one? How many of those did they... Is it active?
Dead.
I admire your composure.
Wait, someone's here. Astrogator, they're dead.
So you found someone. Unfortunately, such unpleasant discoveries are indispensable to the mission.
I didn't let that thought get to me. I was counting on this meeting very much. At worst, it could have been another abandoned place, but not this.
But what exactly?
That's a good question. I'm getting into the recorder. What do we have here? Uh-huh. They made their way through with a beam of antimatter.
How subtle. Did you locate this passage?
I'm looking at it now. They pierced a hole several meters in diameter and several dozen meters long.
Yasna, do you hear me?
Yes. My head feels like it's bursting from pressure.
Can you continue?
Yes. I'm better now. Actually, there's nothing here that I haven't seen before. There are a lot of metal bushes that were near our camp. The lower parts of the bushes are, how to put it, fruitless.
So they came to pick the fruits.
This This robot looks like it has started its task and got stuck.
What task?
This is one of the robots carrying containers with research material. It took the container, but never left that place.
Why do you think it's stuck?
Well, it goes in circles using the same path. The robot's gone.
You must have broken his loop.
But I didn't.
Well, he must have done something. Never mind. Follow it.
Fuck! It's getting up!
What, a robot?
No! Antimat!
Come on, Yasna. Run. Hide. Yasna, are you alive?
Yes, it's fucked up the robot.
What's it doing now?
Take care of our people, Novik.
It's time to take a pit stop at the nearest dungeon to prove that chivalry isn't dead. And if you think I emphasize those words weirdly, you're right. And it'll all make sense momentarily when you see these next 4 games, especially when you hear from our friends at Tripwire Interactive. Roll that beautiful footage.
You? Nah. You don't have what it takes. You'll be back here too scared to try again. 'Cause the dungeon will turn you into lunch meat. Unless you're way tougher than you look. We got the guns, the turrets, the upgrades. But what you really need is guts and skills. Grab your posse and say your prayers. Be the first to play. To die. To give your feedback. Do you have what it takes?
Welcome to F1 Manager 2022, the ultimate F1 simulation, putting you in the position of team principal at one of the 10 current F1 teams, battling it out for a chance to be the next world champion. Choose your team and drive every decision that leads to you making your mark on the grid, and hopefully the podium. Winning championships depends on your ability to make the right calls on and off the track. During races, you'll mastermind strategy, plan tyre stints for each driver, and make changes on the fly when necessary. Issue driver callouts, such as instructing them to attack or defend, manage their tyre wear and battery usage, or even to avoid battling a teammate, all while reacting to dynamic events like race incidents and fluctuating weather and track conditions. Between race weekends, you'll control every detail of your team from your state-of-the-art headquarters. Hire best-in-class staff to work across your aerodynamics and engineering teams and put them to the task to develop your car and prepare new parts for upcoming races. Optimize your finances to keep the board happy, improve and maintain your facilities, and scout talent from F2 and F3 to try and ensure future success. They say knowledge is power, and keeping a close eye on a plethora of realistic data will help give you the edge. From the finer details of how car parts affect overall performance, to a track's expected grip level, to the condition of your wind tunnel. How you analyze the data and choose to spend your resources will make or break your progress. You'll find depth and detail in abundance, even down to real-world team radio messages between drivers and engineers, and race commentary from David Croft and Karun Chandok, while broadcast-style presentation showcases 2022's striking new car design with real trackside and onboard camera angles. Sleek management menus and intuitive controls will drive the immersive F1 fantasy home as you plan and execute the perfect strategy in F1 Manager 2022. Pre-order the digital version now for early access from August 25th.
Hey everyone, after 1 year of Chivalry 2, we've more than doubled the size of the game, and now we're excited to bring even more knights onto the battlefield. Because today, right now, Chivalry 2 is out on Steam with crossplay between all platforms. This is our biggest update to the game yet, and it brings players to an all-new desert theater of war, and best of all, brings us horses into Chivalry 2 in mounted combat. We want to thank our community for making the game the success that it's been so far, and if you haven't played it yet, now is the best time to check out Chivalry 2. Take a look at our new trailer that shows off the new update and its Nosian invasion.
This rebellion is at an end. The Agathians flee to their stronghold in the north. This land is mine! Now Denosia rises from the south. Kill them all! Throw the dogs back into the desert. Their forces will crash and break against the bulwark. If the wall falls, we must retaliate. Ready the ships! Long has Senosia remained safe from my fury. No more. They dare to strike out at us. Their city will fall. Their people will bleed. Their knowledge will burn. My reign will never end.
Hi everyone, I'm Phil from Sweet Bandits, live from Quebec City. Really glad to be here today for the PC Gaming Show. We'll be showing the first trailer for our game, Deceive Inc. It's a multiplayer competitive spy game where you get to use social stealth, high-tech gadgets, and powerful spy abilities to try and get the upper hand. We've had the chance of working with Tripwire Presents on the project, so this is only the beginning. Please follow us on social media at Play Deceiving to learn more. We'll be releasing the game in early 2023 on PC, Xbox Series S and X, and PS5. Thank you so much, and let's enjoy the trailer.
Good afternoon, agents. Your mission is simple. Infiltrate the Frozen Coral Underwater Hotel and retrieve the blueprint of a powerful weapon. As you know, Deceive Inc.'s company policy is to deploy multiple agents to ensure the mission's success. But only one will get the paycheck. Do whatever it takes, agent, and be careful out there.
Try your best. Let's see if it's enough. Booyah! Ka-ching! Oh, come on. They can't be this fast.
And they thought it was secure. In the end, I am victorious.
They're really not gonna make it easy for me. Gotcha.
Is that it?
Right on target. Outskilled and outgunned.
It can't end like this.
Target acquired. Moving to rendezvous point. All done. Really? Mission complete!
ask you something. Do you ever have a reoccurring dream that you really wish would come true? I mean, mine personally involves a flight of unicorns and a Valkyrie army on Pegasuses, but yours may be different. But, somehow I doubt it. This year, we've partnered with the PC builders at iBuyPower to bring a very different dream to life. My dream PC room. Unfortunately, there's bad news for me. I don't get to keep it. But very good news for one of you. We're going to be giving the entire contents of this room away to a lucky winner watching the show. So let's dive in and see what's up for grabs. The beating heart of any PC gaming dream room is, of course, the rig, so let's start there. As you can see, the mad geniuses at iBuyPower have built an absolute doozy. The first thing you'll notice is that Height Y60 case with its wraparound tempered glass panels. This thing is built from the ground up to display the sickest PC tech you can squeeze into a desktop machine. And let's face it, if you've managed to bag a serious graphics card in these dry times, you owe it to the silicon gods to show it off properly. Okay, the case and lighting looks dope, but for this to be a true dream PC, we need more than just state-of-the-art drip. Luckily, the substance matches the style. So let's check out the guts of our dream PC, and trust me, there's plenty of power crammed in. The big question, though, is what pixel pusher iBuyPower has used, and you won't be disappointed with an overclocked RTX 3090 from Gigabyte, right? This 24GB monster of a GPU packs the cooling to stay chill and the power to smash through any game you throw at it. The graphics card is the rig's MVP, but any superstar needs some dope backup, and the fastest gaming CPU around, the Intel 5.5GHz Core i9 12900KS with 32GB of DDR5 RAM and 2TB of seriously fast SSD storage, both from ADATA, makes up the perfect support team. Whew, that is a whole lot of PC. But Mika, you may greedily wonder, what about the peripherals? Well, animal lovers, we got you covered, because the Height Eclipse wireless headset comes in plush vegan leather trim with a 30-hour battery life and competition-grade 2.4GHz connection. And you noisy typers are going to love the clicky-clacky mechanical keyboard that comes with it. Oh, I'm sorry, what was that? RGB? Well, of course! The keyboard and mouse both light up like Atlantic City on a Saturday night. And yeah, you can turn it off so you can actually get some sleep. You can find out more about this gear feature today over at iBuyPower.com, but I know what you really want to know. The info on how to win this beastly setup. So here are the details.
Thanks, Mika. Yes, folks, it couldn't be easier to enter our Dream PC giveaway. For your chance, just head over to pcgamer.com/dreampc and follow the simple instructions. There, you'll find a complete breakdown of the prize, which, don't worry, also comes with some very swish monitors as well as the eligibility rules. Good luck, gamers.
That is right. Just head over to pcgamer.com/dreampc for your chance to win. But for now, let's get back to the games. From Kepler Interactive and A44 Games comes Flintlock, The Siege of Dawn, an action RPG from the team behind Ashen, where gods and guns collide.
When the gods first emerged from the great below, we saw them as saviors. Instead, they unleashed a pestilence on our world. No one yet knows if you can kill a god. I, for one, intend to find out.
Hey, PC Gaming Show. I'm Derek Bradley, the CEO of A44 Games and creative director of Flintlock, The Siege of Dawn. Flintlock is set in a world ruled by old gods, and so as humanity, you now have the power of black powder and bombs and flintlock rifles to finally overthrow the gods and take the world back. You'll play as Nor, a Blackstream sapper, one of the elite explosives experts of the Coalition forces. Nor herself has a personal vendetta against the gods and will stop at nothing to get her revenge. But you won't be going it alone. Where Nor brings firepower, her fox-like companion Enki brings magic to the battlefield. You will have to master a combination of axe combat and gunplay, while your companion Enki uses his magical powers to disrupt enemies. We can't wait to show you more of Flintlock before it's released next year. Head over to our socials for more info, and don't forget to wishlist now on Steam and Epic Game Store. Have a great show.
Coming up next, a mysterious new sci-fi game from 11-Bit Studios, the creators of This War of Mine. Hear all about it in our exclusive interview. We'll also show you what's next for Outriders from Square Enix and People Can Fly. Plus, if you look back on high school and think, you know, those 4 years would have been better if I was fighting literal demons, you're definitely going to want to study up on our next world-exclusive independent game inspired by the Persona series. Chug your health potions now because there is so much more PC Gaming Show coming your way. Before we go, the folks at Compass Data Centers have a little quiz for you. How much higher is 5G's data capacity compared to current 4G networks? Scan this QR code and answer the question for a chance to win $500 worth of stuff from Razer, or visit gaming.compassdatacenters.com. Okay, now back to the PC Gaming Show.
Ready to game the system? Meet Mana. You slay. You achieve. You win. So should your bank account, because your power shouldn't stop when the game does. Mana is the best gaming rewards debit card where you can earn perks and points by paying and playing and get rewarded with the things you actually want, like that skin you can't wait to show off, or your next gear upgrade. So why pay any other way? Pay with Mana. Pay with power. Mana. Game the system.
So I know what you're thinking, and the answer is yes. It's time to talk about The Alters, the brand new game from 11-Bit Studios. The Warsaw-based studio made us cry in This War of Mine, make difficult choices in the face of climate apocalypse in Frostpunk, and battle encroaching corruption in Children of Morta. The Alters sends us to the deepest, darkest reaches of space, in a survival story that is guaranteed to give you an existential crisis, in a good way. This is a really big moment for this year's show. I can't wait. Let's take a look. Joining us now to talk about what we just saw all the way from Poland is Tomasz Kasilewicz of 11-Bit Studios. Welcome to the PC Gaming Show, and thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you so much. Hello.
Okay, there is a lot to unpack there. We got clones, we got this huge wheel. Tell us, what did we just see?
Well, first of all, these guys were not exactly the clones. We saw Jan, our main character, who's traveling with a group of the Alters, who are the alternative versions of the same person. And they are going through this distant alien planet in their mobile base, which was the wheel you saw at the end.
So what's the player's goal as they're progressing through the story?
So you are a space builder stranded on this distant planet, and your goal is to survive and find a way back home. But the thing is, in order to do so, you need to create those alters, as each one of them have different set of skills and character traits. So these are things necessary for your survival and finding a way back home.
So from the trailer, tonally this could be a horror, a thriller, a mystery. What should players expect?
Actually, there are bits of everything you mentioned. Like, there is this mystery as we're looking deep into the soul of the character, but what you find there can also be pretty scary. So there are those beats of psychological horror and drama, but then on top of it we have this quite thick layer of surreality. I mean, how surreal would it be to one day, wake up next to a little different alternative version of your very self?
Now, there's a quote that you shared with me earlier, that man cannot remake himself without suffering, for he is both the marble and the sculptor. How does this quote relate to the story?
So this quote, it relates directly to the main theme of our game. We as people, we are shaping ourselves every single day with every single decision that we are making. This process, the whole process of becoming who we are, it can be quite painful at times. But in our game, Jan, the main character, he has this unique possibility of not only shaping himself, but also reshaping himself and numerous times with every single altar that he is creating.
Do you see this as more of a classic sci-fi story, something like a Ray Bradbury work, or is it something more contemporary?
Well, it is very classic sci-fi in a way that we are taking a relatable topic and we are using the sci-fi theme, we are using the sci-fi setting to look at it through the magnifying lenses. But then when we're choosing the tools, this is a very contemporary game and we're taking advantage of what video games are as a medium. So we're using tools like systematic design and nonlinearity in order to put the players in the middle of the experience and in the end allow them to create their own stories inside the game.
I wanted to ask a little bit about the relationship of your previous titles to the Alters, whether there's any narrative or themes or even just influence that those games had on this one.
Well, the Alters is purely 100% our game, 11-Bit Studios game, and it's created in line with our meaningful entertainment philosophy. So it's a game we hope that it will make you think even after you stop playing it. This War of Mine was this first huge milestone. It paved the way for all the future titles. And with Frostpunk, it was taken to another level with the strong focus on the emergent narrative. And now with the Alters, we want to follow that path. But we also really want to push the boundaries even further and expand on how we approach meaningful topics inside the design of our games.
Thanks so much again to Tomasz and the whole team at 11-Bit Studios for joining us this year. And while I try to find enough Rapidium to make it through day 1 to 8, let's head on over to Mika Burton and keep things rolling like a massive space station.
Thanks, Day9. Honestly, I need to look into getting myself cloned so I can make time to play all of these awesome games we've seen so far. But I'm also, legitimately worried about having to eventually fight my clone in single hand-to-hand combat when they steal my life, making me wonder if I was the clone all along. Is it really worth it for video games? Yeah, no, it's totally worth it for video games. Anyway, that's a problem for future Mika. Present Mika is much more interested in what you all have been saying about the show so far. So keep letting us know your thoughts by using hashtag PC Gaming Show on all platforms. Now, let's get back to the real reason all here. Cloning. I mean video games. Video games.
Sure, when Tiny Build lets you open your own medieval potion shop, you get hailed as a master alchemist. But when I do it, I get a sternly worded letter from my landlord about how my cauldron violates our lease agreement. Whatever, it's his loss. But more importantly, folks, we promise you the maximum amount of games humanly possible, and we aim to deliver quite literally.
If you take what's mine, I'ma take it back. On the highway of life, one day we all crash. It's not where you going, the question's how fast.
Before your eyes lies the Celestial Islands, a world of peace above the clouds, protected by 4 great houses.
Planet Earth, our beautiful home. To protect it, we must reach out to explore the unknown. Our team of experts is presently probing the deep sea in a struggle against the yoke of overregulation. These security and defense innovations allow you to shrink any problem down to size. We surge forward, obliterating the enemies of progress, but we refuse to let these victories go to our heads. We are the future. We are Ozine.
And now it's time to give you an exclusive briefing on what's next for one of PC gaming's titans of modding, simulation, and scale, Arma 4. Last month, developer Bohemia Interactive kicked things off by releasing Arma Reforger on Steam in early access. This playable prototype will be a foundation for Arma 4. And with it playable on Steam now, we have a ton of questions about the future of Arma. I mean, after all, this is the series that helped birth the survival genre through DayZ. Oh, and also this other little niche genre you may have heard of called Battle Royale. To help us peer into the future for this project, we've got none other than Bohemia Interactive. Thank you so much for joining us. So as of right now, Arma Reforger has been out for about a month. What is it that you've been learning or seeing from players?
At first, we've learned that players like Reforger a lot and they appreciate the work we've put into it. We also realized they like modding a lot and they really view this as a key quality of our games. And we were very pleased by the reactions of both our community and the new players who immediately started flooding the internet with videos, playthroughs and praise of our new technology. So we are very glad that the reception was so good.
So there's no doubt players who have been longtime fans of the franchise stepping into Arma Reforger, and I'm curious, what were some of the big challenges of rebuilding that specific Arma feel from the ground up in this brand new engine?
Well, it's a very tricky subject because even internally it's an ongoing kind of fight. So I'm myself very much on the very purist side of things, so no HUD, no save games, no superficial helpers, and this fight can get very intense even in-house. So I'm the real Arma purist, and I'm on this for 25 years now, so I will keep fighting, but obviously this is part of the fun. So there's always never-ending battle. I think 2 years ago we really struggled to keep it Arma and even internally preserve our own standards, so do it our own way rather than replicating what's maybe normal in other games, because our goal is not to make the same game as all other games. So our goal is to remain unique.
I'm curious if you can speak to what the main goals of Reforger is, because it's a little unusual compared to other releases. I mean, for instance, how much content should a player expect if, say, they've been playing Arma 3 for years?
Our goals were, of course, to restart the series from a technological standpoint, really make room for some new achievements, utilize the technology which is state-of-the-art, both in terms of how it looks like, how it's controlled, how it can be modded.
It's important to understand it may look as a kind of normal game on the surface, but there is a big system behind it. So just the tool suite is a massive tool suite, never tested by a large public. So it's a premiere of a tool suite, and these tools are being built for nearly 5 years now. So we really need users to start using them to keep improving and continue building it.
Sorry to interrupt, but we have one quick question from the Arma fans. Has Russia's invasion of Ukraine impacted your approach to Arma 4 and Arma Reforger, a game that depicts the Cold War?
Well, yes, because it's extremely close to us. We even live in a way very nearby, so definitely. On the other hand, we started work on this many years ago, so the direction was set before. But we always approach conflicts and armed conflicts with a great level of respect. We're still at the beginning, but we definitely would like to continue in our exploring this serious theme.
Arma, as I see it, has always been a bit more of a anti-war game. It's an entertainment product. That's fair thing to admit. On the other hand, given the topic, given our, let's say, maturity and long time we've spent on it, and our ambition to portray it as a whole very complex and gritty thing, I would like us to contribute by not just entertaining people, but also educating them on the subject. This was the whole point of starting the cooperation with the International Committee of the Red Cross, and I believe we have great potential, big responsibility in this era, and a very important chance to contribute at least a little bit to the good side of things.
This would not be an interview about Arma unless we were asking about modding. I mean, so many amazing games and genres came from Arma mods, so I gotta know what's possible in Reforger that wasn't possible in the past.
Now with this technology, it's possible to create entirely different things, like entirely different games. It has so many variables, but the beauty now is that much more of it is user accessible, unlike the previous games. So people can easily digest how this is constructed in our Workbench tools. So unlike previously where it was more hard-coded in the C++ engine, so now they can check the data of every single element of the game and go much, much deeper than in previous games. So this will be super exciting.
Now, I wanted to ask a little bit about performance, because anyone who's played Arma knows that it can get really challenging to get a good frame rate in those massive multiplayer matches. So I'm curious, what expectations should players have about performance leading into Arma 4?
Arma 3 was built on foundations laid down in times of single core and no GPUs, basically. So this time much more computations and intensive rendering things can be done directly on GPU, but it requires completely a new approach.
Again, we are in the beginning, and we know that there are problems, there are difficulties, but we are solving them one by one. We are really gathering community feedback and even our own definitely feedback, so we are moving things forward. And yeah, it's about optimization. It's not that much about FPS, but also for, like, network traffic, for instance. When you have this massive multiplayer game, it's a huge challenge. Server performance, of course, and all the technical things. So we are moving forward.
Thank you so much again, Bohemia Interactive, for giving us the inside scoop on both Arma Reforger and Arma 4. Now, you don't go anywhere, because here is what's around the corner.
Just around the corner in the PC Gaming Show, prepare to experience terror ranging from the subaqueous to the subconscious with the latest from Shiro Games. Hold on to your butts because front-end development spared no expense on the new Jurassic World Evolution 2 expansion, and get your crowbars ready for Half-Life Alyx Levitation, a special project from some very talented modders. Oh modders, what would PC gaming be without you? While we're here, quick geography question. Which parts of the world use the most bandwidth for gaming? Answer this question for the folks at Compass Data Centers and it could win you a $500 Razer gift card. Scan the QR code on the screen to enter.
Last year, Shiro Games debuted War Tales at the PC Gaming Show, but the publisher has a lot more than its medieval sandbox RPG on the way. Up next, we'll hear what's up with Shiro's slate of projects, and stick around for the debut of 2 completely new games, Decarnation and Abyssals.
Hey everyone, thank you very much for the invitation, Mika. I'm James, and I can't wait to show you everything that we've got prepared for you today. So it's been a crazy couple of months for everyone here at Shiro Games, with Dune Spice Wars marking the most successful release in the history of the company, and it's entirely thanks to all of you. But today, let's look at Dune Spice Wars multiplayer mode. Up to 4 players can go head-to-head and free-for-all, 2v2, all work together in co-op against AI opponents. We're introducing new synergy systems between factions that will open a vast number of strategies to help you crush your opponents. Multiplayer will be available in Dune Spice Wars very soon. After 5 years and nearly 3 million units sold, Northgard's story finally continues. In a new chapter set shortly after the events of the first campaign, Ragnarok has decimated the lands of Northgard. Long-standing alliances have been broken. Violence and betrayal now plague the continent. Forced to depart what they once called home, our heroes arrive on unknown shores and find themselves confronted by unfamiliar faces in a dangerous new realm. This Northgard expansion arrives this winter. And for all of our War Tales players out there, Cooperative is finally coming to our open-world tactical RPG. You share food, gold, and camp with your friends. But you can split up to cover more grounds. Before every fight, devise the perfect strategy to overcome any threats that may stand in your way. But be careful in your approach, as one wrong move may lead to your group's demise. The co-op update will allow you to play between 2 to 4 players, and it will be available this summer. So a few months ago we announced Shiro Unlimited, a new publishing label created by indies for indies, and we are very proud to announce 2 new titles coming from the Shiro Unlimited family.
It seemed like our last chance to start again, to escape Earth's devastation.
We used our limited resources to lay the foundations of a new life, deep below the waves of this strange new planet.
But soon, we realized it was not the dream world we had hoped for.
When faced against the darkness of the abyss, we found ourselves helpless.
Lost.
Isolated.
Thank you very much for sticking with us, everyone. We hope you enjoy the rest of the show.
You just saw why you were exactly right to be afraid of the ocean in Abyssals. And you confronted your inner demons in the retro dream horror of Decarnation. Next up, how do you rebuild a city in a world set after the collapse of civilization? Let's find out how by taking a look at I Am Future from Timetable.
Warning, hibernation aborted. Your total hibernation time was 6 years, 6 months, 5 days. Welcome to Eden, your new home.
I have no idea where the hell I am. But damn, this place is gorgeous.
Our forefathers conquered Caldaria and bestowed it upon us, a new generation, to share or spar of.
Our great houses seek to obtain the Emperor's favor, cultivating our lands and subjects to improve and enrich the realm, beginning with ourselves, of course.
Prominence can be secured through strength as well as delicacy.
Will you be able to build your legacy of power?
Join the great houses of Caldaria.
And now, for these next trailers, it's true. They do move in herds. That was so much. The thought process is simple. God creates dinosaurs, God destroys dinosaurs, man destroys God, man creates video games to play with dinosaurs. But just be warned that one of these trailers might come as a bit of a shock to the system.
PC gamer. Humans interfacing with computers
for their own entertainment. The very notion disgusts me.
Look upon my works, foul creatures,
and weep at its magnificence. It is a beautiful day on Citadel Station.
Humanity is
on the verge of a new era. I, Shodan, am its new
god.
Look at you, hacker. A pathetic creature of meat and bone. How can you challenge a perfect, immortal machine?
You are an insect.
You are nothing. I create. I iterate. I fuse flesh and steel into perfection. My children suffer. Their blood is on your hands.
You will suffer for your transgressions.
These are my avenging angels, and they will have retribution.
What an incredible and frankly horrifying trailer. Developed by Night Dive Studio, System Shock is the return of a beloved, acclaimed sci-fi saga. Today, to take us even further inside the world of System Shock, I am thrilled to welcome the one and only Warren Spector. Thanks so much for joining us, Warren.
Hey, thanks for having me. This is going to be fun.
In terms of trying to translate the experience of a game from 1994, 3 decades later to now, what doesn't carry over well?
The first thing is the graphics, obviously. We did the best we could, but it was pretty primitive back then. And the other one is the user interface. If you look at when the game opened, the original, a help screen that came up, and it filled the entire screen with text. It's just a thing. I don't know how the guys at Night Dive did it. It's amazing. But frankly, as I think back on it, the game actually holds up pretty well. I'm excited to see it come back.
Just wondering if you think many modern gamers are aware of the impact that System Shock has had in terms of gameplay systems, in terms of narrative structure, on so many games that came after it.
I'm not sure people see the influence, which is a little unfortunate. But I think the rest of the world is going to get the chance now to experience it, and I think they'll see not just that they're having fun playing this game, but also see that other games followed in its footsteps.
Nowadays, we walk around with computers in our pockets. We're worried about the evil of algorithms. How do you think about a character like Shodan in 2022?
Shodan seems far too close to reality to me right now, and let's just hope that she doesn't show up as nasty a form as she did back in 1994.
Well, Warren, I wanted to thank you so much for joining us, and I want to let you know I cannot wait to return back to that world I played and enjoyed so much as a kid. Cheers.
Yeah, I can't wait to return to that world. I forgot
right?
Basically,
right?
Fans know way more about the game than I do now, so it'll be a new experience for me, too.
Thank you so much again, Warren Spector, for joining us to talk all things System Shock. I personally can't wait for the game to come out, though. It might completely ruin my sleep schedule, but before I spiral further, here are some more games to cram into your eyeballs.
Since the first pioneers changed the harshest aspects of our world, every generation has upheld the solemn promise of our forefathers, that the rise of Titan would forever be without misery or bloodshed. We seek nothing from the solar system but a lasting amity of reason and justice. To see a war under any pretext would bring ruin to the great works of mankind. Any victory achieved through that deepest expression of human unreason would be as devastating as defeat. We have but a singular purpose: to establish peace and security for all mankind.
The war between Mars and Titan devastated our solar system. Lead the survivors to Demarat, where you will continue Falling Frontiers storyline campaign in orbit of an alien star.
right, gamers, good work. You've made it here to a site of grace, or a bonfire, or a sculptor's idol, or a lamp. Make sure you're staying hydrated, replenish your potions, and most importantly, keep letting us know what games you're excited about using hashtag PC Gaming Show. I mean, personally, I can't wait to play The Altars. Ah, good. Now, we're all rested up, feeling good. It's time to enjoy a slice of that lovely cyberpunk life, courtesy of Nivalis, and experience the investigative horror of immortality, the latest from the mind of Sam Barlow.
I believe we have a short clip here. Do you want to tell us what we're about to see?
Well, I don't want to spoil things too much. Does this work as a confession?
Your words. That's fabulous.
Now it's worth more.
Did you ever read his diary?
We can take a break. You should take a break. No.
Hey, boss. Time to wake up. We got customers waiting. What do you mean you don't know where to start? Let's clean this place up. Move some chairs and tables around. We can make this place shine again. If the weather gets bad, we can grow some veg in the greenhouse. Once we start making real money, well, then you can rent that fancy new apartment in Midtown. So make friends, make enemies. If customers are rude, just turn on the old charm. Or water down their drinks. I'm not your conscience. This is a world to explore, to make stories. Your stories. You ever look up at the clouds and wonder what's up there? Well, if you dream big enough, maybe you'll find out. Maybe we all will. Welcome to Nivalis.
Hi, I'm Marco.
And I'm Roman.
At Ironlands, we are big fans of cyberpunk fiction and games, but we have our own ideas of what a cyberpunk world can be. This is a game in which you manage your restaurant, bar or nightclub, take care of your staff, make deals, farm, and experience the stories of the people you meet.
Or maybe you just want to take the day off and go fishing at the docks instead. Nivalis primarily uses voxel art for the environments. We spend lots of time creating a unique atmosphere with high levels of detail and dynamic elements.
We are excited about the cyberpunk world we're making, and we can't wait to see the choices you'll make and how you'll choose to live your life when you come visit us in Nivalis. You can wishlist Nivalis now on Steam and the Epic Game Store.
Mana is the gaming rewards debit card that puts the power back in the hands of players. So with every quest you complete and every purchase you make, you're earning for the rewards you actually want. We make it easy for you to set up and start. Just sync your favorite games to your Mana account and start earning real-life rewards the next time you play. So why pay any other way? Pay with Mana. Pay with power. Mana. Game the system.
Get ready to overclock your eyeballs, because this next trailer is coming in hotter than my computer with 3 Chrome tabs open. You just saw Demon School from Welsh developer Ysbryd Games. And now, it's time to take a bit of a spooky transition. If you're at home, turn on all the lights in the room, make sure the salt circle is unbroken, and check to see that your door is properly painted with sacrificial lamb's blood, because things are about to get certifiably terrifying. Let's look at the H.R. Giger-inspired biopunk horror, Scorn.
Desolate and decayed. A grisly nightmare of macabre perception. Greetings. I'm your host, Doug Bradley, and I invite you to join me as we explore Scorn's mesmerizing labyrinth of odd forms and somber tapestries. You awake in the middle of a desolate hellscape filled with biomechanical contraptions, part flesh, part machine. An industrial civilization now lying in decay and ruin. A hidden fauna sleeps within the underbelly of the world, wanting nothing more than to be left undisturbed. Scorn has been carefully crafted with great attention to detail. Everything is focused on building a specific atmosphere. From a unique organic ecosystem to an unsettling soundscape created by Ethek and Lustmord. Scorn has no dialogue, so most of the storytelling comes from the environment, discovering the ever-present symbiotic relationships and how things are connected equips you with the tools to progress. While there is shooting within the game, Scorn is not a shooter. Every encounter must be carefully considered. A wrong choice could be deadly. I hope you've enjoyed this glimpse into the twisted world of Scorn. The team at Ebb Software can't wait for you to uncover the secrets of this unique world as you experience Scorn firsthand this October. Are you prepared to unravel your inner self within Scorn's world of horror?
Now, while I've been delightedly playing Dune Spice Wars, harvesting melange, and trying to figure out how to pronounce Quisatz Haderach, it doesn't matter, I'm equally ready to turn hordes of Tyranids into a Jackson Pollock painting in Warhammer 40k Space Marine 2. In this brutal third-person shooter, you once again step into the oversized power armor of Titus, an elite Primaris Space Marine in a galaxy immersed in a never-ending war. To take us further inside the grimdark, I am joined by Tim Willits and Oliver Hollis, the creative director, on Warhammer 40k Space Marine 2. First of all, thank you so much for joining us.
Yes, thank you. Thanks for having us.
Good to be here.
Now, Tim, I want to start with you. You previously worked at id Software on Doom. How would you say the Space Marine compares to Doom Guy?
That is a good question. I bet many people did not know that the original Doom Guy was actually a Space Marine, inspired by an even older Space Marine, which is the Warhammer 40,000 Space Marines. So, you know, it's really exciting for me to work on Space Marine 2, you know, because it's a great franchise, and I know that it's inspired so many other video games throughout the last 25, 30 years.
Oh, absolutely. And there's so much lore to sift through. And I think this brings us to talk a little bit about the new Space Marine that you're going to get to play, a Primaris Space Marine. Oliver, talk to us a little bit about Captain Titus and what makes this class of Space Marine different from the others in the universe.
So the Space Marine is a brainchild of the Emperor, the kind of leader of this of humanity in the grimdark future. He saw the dangers that the universe presented, and he created a super soldier from his own DNA. And each of these different factions, these different chapters, have different genetic traits of the Emperor. But what makes the Primaris different is that a guy named Belisarius Cawl, the Emperor's kind of chief scientist, went back, did some digging in the old data, and found a way to enhance the qualities that a Space Marine has by installing new devices, new kind of bio implants in their body. So now these guys are 2.5 meter tall monsters capable of destroying anything in their path.
It's reminding me of the 1,000 times I have rewatched the Astartes animation.
That's amazing.
It's so exciting. It's so exciting that we now get to be in that position to play that kind of character. And in the trailer, we saw a lot of Tyranids. Are they the main enemy that you're going to be against? And if so, what makes them such a compelling foe?
In this particular game, the Tyranids are the main focus, and what makes them compelling is that they are extragalactic locust-like creatures. They've come in from goodness knows where. They spread like wildfire. They devour everything in their path, and they leave nothing in their wake.
So one of the great things about the Tyranids is they come in the thousands, and our proprietary engine, the Saber Swarm engine, can deliver these epic battles. Now we will have thousands of Tyranids, and you will rip and tear through them all.
I mean, that is so thrilling, because this is the sort of thing that older games couldn't even hope to do. And you're talking a little bit about combat. I know that some of the previous entries were more melee focused. What's the combat like in Space Marine 2?
So the combat in Space Marine 2 is a mix of in-your-face melee combat along with some really cool over-the-top weapons. So, we looked at, the original Space Marine game where it had a lot of this push-forward combat, which has inspired many other video games, but that never stop, never take cover combat is integral to Space Marine 2, along with, these really cool, powerful weapons. So you're either tearing up enemies in front of you, or you're blowing them away from the back of the battlefield. It's the best of both worlds.
I mean, that sounds so terrific. And I mean, I know you guys are huge fans of the 40K lore, so I'm curious about, in working on this project, what's been the most fun seeing come together? I mean, what's Saber Interactive focusing on right now?
Right at the beginning of the project, Tim and I went to the Warhammer Museum, which was an incredible experience. And you go around all these cabinets where these incredible miniatures that have been painted by these masters are arranged in these dioramas. You find yourself kind of crouching down and looking into the ranks of Space Marines that are facing Tyranids or Orcs or whatever. And something that Tim and I said at that moment was, we need to make this come alive. I don't want to look at this. I want to be inside this. I want to be gunning down Tyranids by the thousands. And so seeing that actually happen and come alive has been thrilling.
Am I going to feel like the characters in the Astartes animation? Because if so, then I'm buying the game immediately.
Even more so, when you're wielding one of those massive weapons and you're faced with 1,000 Tyranids who all want to eat you alive, and you just let rip and you can see shell casings bursting out of these massive weapons one after another. The sound, the gameplay, the way it feels is all designed to make you feel like the most powerful warrior in the universe.
Well, perfect. That answers everything. Thank you so much, Tim and Oliver from Saber Interactive, for joining us. I can't wait. Warhammer 40K Space Marine 2 comes to PC, PS5, Xbox Series X and S soon. Now, next, we have a few more surprises for you up the sleeves of our proverbial power armor. First, Replicant D6's homage to the golden days, or should I say, golden eyes of 90s console shooters, and an atmospheric sci-fi adventure on the Red Planet from Frontier Developments and Kyoken Interactive. Let's take a look.
Sarah? Ryan? This is Kathy. Can you hear me? Please come in.
Mission Opera has only one objective. Bring the Arks and their revolutionary technology back home.
Here we go, Opera Team. The journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step.
I need to know that when we get there, you'll make the right decisions.
We can do this.
What do you expect to find on Mars?
Hi, my name's Elise Chappell, and I play Kathy Johansson in the out-of-this-world sci-fi epic Deliver Us Mars. Join Kathy and the crew of the Zephyr on an unmissable adventure as they journey to the Red Planet to recover technology vital to the survival of Earth and humankind. Deliver Us Mars is set to land on September 27th and is available to pre-order now on PlayStation, Xbox, Steam, and the Epic Games Store.
Stay a while and listen. To this list of games still to come, the team behind Half-Life Alyx Levitation will put their mod where their mouth is, and then it's paradox time. Not as in us creating an actual time paradox, we're going to show you the latest from Victoria 3. Plus, you can literally scare your entire butt off with the creeping horror of Gloomwood. All this and more in just a moment, but first, a final pop quiz for all you Valorant, CSGO, and League of Legends players. How much has esports revenue increased since 2016? Compass Data Centers wants to hear your guess, and you can scan this QR code on the screen for a chance to win a $500 Razer gift card. Visit gaming.compassdatacenters.com to enter. Alright, and now, back to the show.
Up next, we're going to take a look at Stormgate, the highly anticipated real-time strategy game from Frost Giant. Then, our resident RTS addict is going to sit down with some of the game developers to ask the hard-hitting questions like, when can we play this already?
Two years ago, our team assembled with a shared vision to build a brand new real-time strategy game. Together, we've been fortunate to work on some of the greatest RTS games of all time, and now we have a chance to do it again by creating the next evolution of that legacy. Today, we are so excited to share a first glimpse of Stormgate, an exclusive sneak peek into the universe and game that we've been creating for you. Stormgate takes place in an all-new post-apocalyptic setting where science fiction and fantasy collide. Our story begins hundreds of years in Earth's future, following the near extinction of humanity. This great calamity was caused by the Infernal Host, a playable alien race of demonic invaders that are hell-bent on claiming this planet as their own. With our story, we are creating an ever-expanding game universe, told through an ongoing series of campaign missions that you can play solo or cooperatively. New chapters will come out regularly, along with new units, maps, modes, and plenty of other surprises. In addition to campaign missions, we're building a world-class competitive experience with grassroots and professional tournaments accessible from directly within the game. There will be different leagues suitable for all levels of experience. In our new 3-player co-op versus AI mode, you'll level up your heroes, collect rewards, and customize your forces to open up new styles of gameplay and long-term variety. Stormgate will be free to play, but not pay to win, and there will be no NFTs. Beta testing starts next year, and you can sign up now to reserve your place in line at playstormgate.com.
You might happen to know that I'm a huge fan of real-time strategy games. StarCraft is my favorite game. I played it for 25 years. I still play it, and that's why I am so thrilled today to be talking to Frost Giant Studios. They're a group of amazing developers who have worked on literally my favorite games of all time. and we're here to talk about their brand new, free-to-play, real-time strategy game set in a post-apocalyptic Earth. It's Stormgate. And here to talk about it is the CEO and production director at Frost Giant, Tim Morton. Thanks for joining us, Tim.
Thank you so much for having me here.
I want to know about the world. I want to know about the game. Tell us, what is Stormgate?
All right, this is our first game as a new studio, and it is classic real-time strategy, but designed to be more social. We build the game in a universe that ties everything together, but provide different kinds of experiences for players who like different kinds of gameplay. So we've got cooperative campaign mode, also play open-ended co-op, but if you're somebody who really enjoys competition, we've got 1 versus 1, high skill, competitive. And those are very different ways to play in some ways, but they're also all unified by the universe, by the races, by the units. So you really get a sense for how to enjoy the game.
And I'm curious a little bit about that core gameplay, because obviously in all these modes you're going to be collecting money, building bases, building units, and so on. And I know that for you, the game feeling really good and really smooth to play is super important. Now, obviously, I come from a time where if the pathfinding is bad, we call that high skill opportunity. But I mean, how do you think about getting the controls, the motions, just the feel of the game to feel good in 2022?
Yeah, it's interesting that RTS is one of the only genres I can think of where you have to have hundreds, even thousands of units synchronized over the network and responsive in a way that high skill, like pro esports players feel good about playing the game. That's not easy. It does require custom technology. There's no engine that you buy off the shelf that does that for you. So we definitely started knowing that and having the benefit of our chief architect, James Anhalt, who did that work previously on StarCraft 2. So we've put a lot of effort into that for sure.
And this is going to be one of the first major RTSs people are aware of that is on Unreal Engine 5. What is it like working in this next generation engine?
It's pretty incredible how far things have come from a graphics perspective, and I think the art team is unlocked in so many ways by what Unreal provides. So we're very excited. We're still learning everything that Unreal can do for us, but even that first cinematic that we debuted, like, that's done in Unreal. So the high quality graphics that you're seeing are actually coming from Unreal as an engine.
So you've talked a little bit about, for new players, making the game feel a little more approachable, a little bit more streamlined, but obviously, StarCraft, real-time strategy, has this astonishingly long history as a competitive game, as an esport. And I'm curious, how is your team going to approach that?
So a lot of the emphasis around our thinking has been focused on what are things that we can add, especially around the gameplay experience. And one of those things is more seamless integration with esports. I mean, being able to sign up, participate in tournaments directly from the client in a way that gives players, even if you're not like top grandmaster, ready to take on Cyril, there's still an opportunity to be the best on your block or the best at your company or the best at your school. So we want to facilitate esports all the way from grassroots level up to the pro level directly in the client.
So, of course, in the history of RTS games, a really important component of them has always been mods. I mean, Warcraft 3, there's players that didn't even play the original game. They just did custom mode after custom mode. Does Stormgate have modding? How are you thinking about the modding community?
A number of members of the Frost Giant team actually came out of the modding community. The team as a whole is very passionate about it. From the outset, we started out applying resources to build a custom editor. I think there's a lot of opportunity to make improvements to the editing experience for RTS. We are also working on the infrastructure for people to be able to share their mods with each other. So it's really core to us as a team to enable modding, and we're absolutely working on it.
And of course, we have to end with my favorite question of all. When can we play the game and how do we play it, Tim?
So we are going to start our beta in 2023. We already have a site stood up at playstormgate.com to be able to register for the beta. We have a lot of active discussion topics on our subreddit as well, so there's an opportunity to participate in the dialogue around what we're building.
Tim, thank you so much for joining us again today. We just got a chance to talk about Stormgate, the upcoming free-to-play RTS from Frost Giant Studios. I'm personally super pumped to play it, and be sure to check it out at playstormgate.com. Now, Tim, I'm going to do a transition to the next game. Are you ready? It's going to be good. Watch this. It's going to be so sick. Next, we're going to show you Leysara, Summit Kingdom from Quite OK Games. Now, as someone who has spent a medically inadvisable amount of time playing strategy games of all sorts, this looks incredibly up my alley. And it looks a lot safer than my last attempt to create society in the mountains, 2 words to yodeling accident. Let's check it out.
That was Frozen Flame, an open-world survival RPG from Dreamside Interactive, where you'll embark on a fantasy adventure in a world reshaped by a magical calamity. A cursed land full of environmental hazards and massive monsters doesn't sound like the kind of place you'd want to build a cozy home with your friends, but instead you'll be raising fortresses and trying to tame the world, eventually growing tough enough to tackle the citadel that looms over everything and break the curse. Or you'll end up in the belly of a monster. Still kind of cozy. The demo for Frozen Flame was released just before the show, so you can jump in or grab some co-op buddies and see how long you can survive for right now. And keep an eye out for the early access launch later this year.
If you could listen to the noise of history, then you would hear by the sounds of the Victorian age that the world changed forever. The roar of the engines, the bangs from new factories, and the cries in the streets calling out for revolution. In Victoria 3, we simulate this era, 100 years starting in 1836. And put you in charge of a young society. You will meet the people back then, high and low, over cultures across the globe. They are the beating heart of your nation and form powerful groups with needs and desires. Listen to their calls and let it influence reform, or turn a deaf ear to protect what is proven and stable. Your politics will decide where you want to go, but your economy, how far you'll come. Taxes, production, trade, and construction. Play these cards right, and you can harness the Industrial Revolution to turn your cities into titans. This is the engine you will need on the global stage. Use pacts, threats, and bluffs to secure your place in the sun. Anything done by war can be achieved with diplomacy. But you can decide when push comes to shove. Here you write the stories, and over time, the history of your world will be carved into the map. What will your society be like? What is the sound that will echo over continents and be heard over the noise of time as you create your grand tomorrow?
That was the gameplay debut of Victoria 3 from Paradox Interactive, a grand strategy game coming later this year. And let us take this moment to let you know you can wish us Victoria 3 by visiting the PC Gaming Show event page on Steam, where you'll be able to find every game featured in today's show. Type pcgamer.com/wishlist into your browser to be taken straight to there. And now on with the show.
What's up, PC gamers? We're back again. Now, what you just saw was everything New Blood's got going on for 2022. A Medieval the Black Labyrinth, Ultra Kill Act 2, Faith, Fallen Aces, and a brand new update for Dusk that's bringing all new HD models and weapons that nobody asked for. So we're doing it anyway. Now, last year you might have noticed we teased a bunch of games here that we weren't ready to talk about just yet. And we're still not ready to talk about those games. But I want to let you know that yes, we're still working on a top-down shooter. Yes, we're still working on a Fallout-style RPG, my dream game. And yes, we're still working on a car combat game. But we're not ready to talk about those games just yet. What I want to talk about is Gloomwood. Now, 2 years ago, y'all straight up forgot to show the Gloomwood trailer. Last year, you bumped me so Gabe Newell could talk about a bunch of demos or some shit. This year, PC Gamer, you promised we would get to show Gloomwood, so I don't want to hear any bullshit. If you're on a Steam Deck ad right now or some shit, I'm gonna...
Steam Deck. Powerful, portable, PC gaming.
PC Gamer, you see this puppy? I will drown this puppy. I will, if you don't let us show Gloomwood, I am going to drown this adorable... I would never do that. Hi, I love you. So yeah, we good?
No.
Can we show Gloomwood? Are you sure? Well, all right. It's about time.
Hello, Doctor. I had hoped for us to meet at my estate. No matter. I can guarantee your safe arrival. A promise few others here can make. The townsfolk are not fond of outsiders. Don't delay. I'll be waiting.
There's only one thing I like more than playing New Bloods games, and that's probably the URLs they make for them. It wouldn't be a PC gaming show without the silliest, most ridiculous website names in human history. Which is why I'm delighted to share that next, we have a group of such games that run the gamut from medieval mayhem to an adorable animal fight club. And our first rule, we absolutely plan to talk about it.
Corrupted what? Why is it always doing this just when I need to showcase the game? Okay, I'm gonna take that. Have you tried turning it off and on again? Yes, I have.
The update to System 10.1.1 will provide a clean sorting of all your files and ensure that situations like this won't ever happen.
Oh, no, nobody's updating me. That's the thing. Nope, haha, thank you, but we'll pass. Okay, so I do have a backup of the trailer. While I go rummage into the bin for it, please welcome my personal assistant. That will do a great job at pitching the game for you. Talk about how cool I am in the story and how funny and witty. You know, just talk about me. Found it. Ah, ladies and gentlemen, the trailer. Okay, who had the amazing idea to save the trailer backup in 14.4 pixels? Do we have any ants working for us?
The survival of thy noble family depends on their ability to rule the city, to fight with valor, and to learn. Oh, if only it were that easy.
I don't know what you're up to, Fuzzball, but back off! At the end of my
was the latest DLC for Core Keeper, the sandbox survival sim from Fireshine Games and Pugstorm. The Sunken Sea biome update is available on June 15th for all Core Keeper players. Now we have even more twists and turns and trailers, so press enter to continue. Did you press it? I'm gonna go ahead and assume you pressed it. No, but seriously, press it.
Life can be harsh everywhere. But in the old world, there was no hope of it ever improving. When our crops failed, the ruling class would still collect the same share, leaving our children to starve. And if we had any coin to our name, the taxman would appear, demanding you for the crown. The nobles hid behind the safety of their walls and did nothing when raiders pillaged the outskirts of the city. And so, some of us decided that it was time to leave, that we'd rather take our chances in the wilderness, seeking the promise of a new land, than starve to death in our homeland. The journey wasn't easy. We lost many along the way. This wild, unsettled land offers us the hope of a new start as the masters of our own destiny.
What is below is destined to be understood. Our life depends on the whims of the weather. Our life is tied to this earth.
The water we harvest, the plants we grow, the air we filter. Any waste would be fatal to our survival.
We must learn to live in harmony with this world. For too long we have wandered without purpose. From now on, our city will be a source of hope.
To understand our world, we must explore it.
We must find the tablets, the seeds of knowledge that bind all the elements together.
To build our survival.
To build our city. To live happily.
Welcome to Icarus, Prospector. The planet we almost lost, then found a reason to stay. Take it from me, this place wants you dead. But we've made progress, learned the lay of the land, how to use Icarus to our advantage. Our friends at the UDA are offering up a slice, a whole new terrain. If you learn, build, and survive, maybe, just maybe, there's a future here. Think you got what it takes?
In the rich tapestry of the PC gaming community, modders are one of the most inspiring subcultures. In fact, some of the most popular genres today started as PC gaming mods. Right now, modders Sean FMP1 Snelling and Corey Latto are making something incredibly special in the form of an ambitious mod for Half-Life Alyx. It's called Levitation. It's an original 4 to 5 hour campaign that builds on Valve's original VR game, Half-Life Alyx. With Alyx searching for a pair of rebels gone rogue, they've discovered a strange floating building in Sector X and decided to investigate it, against orders, obviously, and now it's your turn. Let's go back to the world of Gordon, G-Man, and Alyx with this exclusive gameplay footage.
Alyx, according to this old Resistance map, there's a control room somewhere outside the building you're in. Sorry if that's vague, the map was drawn using somebody's blood. Alyx, I'm detecting an incredibly large energy signature up ahead. It's probably Gordon Freeman, and not anything bad at all. Definitely, probably Gordon Freeman.
Okay, so the plan is to get to that control room and get Gordon.
Oh boy.
Crowded down here, Russ. Oh, nice.
Steady.
Three cells left. Oh boy.
Well, folks, this is the end. We've learned a lot today about ourselves, about computers, about genetically engineered space marines. And with so many games on the way, there has truly never been a better time to be part of the PC gaming community.
Over the course of the last 2 hours, we saw games from developers all over the world, and we wanted to thank everyone who tuned in to watch the show. All the developers who shared their work with us, and of course, all of the partners for their help bringing the PC gaming show to life.
Indeed, remember to tip your servers, install your firmware updates, and tell me if you know where to find a 3090 Ti. Tell me immediately. Anywhere you can find one, let me know. And of course, a warm thanks to you again for joining us at this year's PC Gaming Show. It's something I look forward to every year, and we're thrilled that you joined us again. See you next time. Bye-bye. Bye. This is the official PC Gaming Show 2022 pre-show. It's the live show before the pre-recorded show. Go to the start. Make sure you're staying hydrated. Replenish your potions and motion. Let's do it again. This is the first time. But before I spiral further into my concerns, here's more. All right, one more time. You just saw Demon School from Welsh developer. You want perfect? Watch this. Chart. So now they're all rested up. Let's enjoy a slice of that cyberpunk life. Experience we skipped the whole line. We accidentally the whole line. We have come to the end of our show at long last. With so many, I saw my spit fly out, and I hope I didn't get you, man.
Oh, good.
And also, I ate a Snickers, so I want to make sure there's no just chocolate in my teeth. Dirty chocolate in my mouth.
The 5.5 gigahertz Core i9 12900KS with a 32 gigabyte of DDR. I was doing so well. Ah, God, there were so many numbers all at once.
Game reveals to share with you, which can only mean one thing. It's countdown time. There's a LaCroix burp. It's very close to the surface. It's not a heart attack, it's just a burp. All right, I'm going to do the take. It's gonna happen. Maybe.
I can do this, I can do this, I can do this, I can do this.
Get ready to overclock your eyeballs because this next trailer is coming in hotter than my computer with more than 3 Chrome tabs open. If your gaming chair came with a seatbelt, then strap in because this next trailer goes from 0 to 100 real quick. And I just got off the phone with my doctor and he was like, exclusive gameplay levels are critically low. And I want to fix that like immediately. I had no idea where we were going. It's the first time I'd seen any of those words, but I just kept pushing it. There's no break. I just kept going. I was like, this is the most cool. This read is insane. I was like, cry. I don't know why I'm this way. But that's what I decided to do, and I'm sticking to it.